She told me she needed a break. Not a breakup, just some time alone. 7 days, she said, to find myself. We'd been together for 3 years, living under the same roof for one, and though the road had gotten a little bumpy, I never imagined she'd ask for distance. I kept my expression calm when I agreed, even managed to smile to let her think I was okay with it. But inside, it felt like my entire world had shifted. She packed a small bag that night, gave me a quick kiss on the cheek like we were nothing more than roommates, and walked out. No emotion, no second glance. Just like that, she was gone. I stood frozen in our quiet apartment, staring at the door, trying to make sense of what had just happened, wondering if I had missed a sign, wondering what part of me had pushed her away. That first night was brutal. I didn't sleep a minute. I lay there with my eyes wide open, checking my phone more times than I could count, waiting for some message, any word from her. Nothing came. Day 2, I forced myself to function. Went to work, met a couple friends, went on a long, exhausting run just to outrun my thoughts. But I couldn't stop seeing her face in my head, the way she left, confident and detached, like she'd already rehearsed it 100 times. That image clung to me like a shadow. By the third night, around 8 p.m., there was a knock at my door. I wasn't expecting anyone. When I checked the peephole, my heart stopped. It was her. Hair tangled, makeup streaked, eyes red and swollen from crying. I froze, took a breath, then opened the door. She didn't greet me, didn't smile, just looked at me, broken and small, and said, "Can we talk?" I didn't respond, just stepped aside and let her in. She moved slowly, like each step took effort, and sat down on the edge of the couch like she didn't belong there anymore. I stood with my arms crossed, guarded. "I thought you needed time," I said, my voice flat. She looked up at me, her voice barely above a whisper. I did. At least I thought I did. I needed to feel free, to clear my head. I convinced myself I was missing something. I nodded slowly, waiting. She drew in a shaky breath and continued. "So, I went out with some friends, tried to enjoy myself, met someone, just talking, nothing more. One of my friends introduced us. My stomach clenched, my jaw tightened, but I said nothing. She quickly shook her head. Nothing happened, I swear. I thought I wanted new energy, a fresh start. But the whole time, all I felt was this emptiness. And that's when I realized I already had what I needed. I just couldn't see it. "You left me," I said, more to myself than to her. She broke down then, sobbing like her whole chest was caving in. "I was scared," she admitted. "I felt trapped, like our life had become too predictable. I thought space would help me breathe again, but instead, the silence was unbearable. I didn't know it would feel like this. I wanted to be angry, to throw all the pain she caused right back at her, but something in me softened. I still loved her, and watching her unravel in front of me dulled the edge of my resentment. I sat across from her, trying to keep my heart from sprinting. "So now what?" I asked. "You just walked back and like nothing changed?" She shook her head. "No, I know I hurt you. I know this isn't something I can undo. But I came back because I had to tell you I was wrong. I don't want anyone else. I want us, even the parts that aren't perfect. The boring evenings, the hard talks, the stillness." We sat there in silence, a heavy stillness that neither of us wanted to break. She nervously fidgeted with the ring I gave her, the one she still wore. That detail caught me off guard, hit me harder than her words. She hadn't taken it off. Not once. "I can't just act like this didn't happen," I said finally. "I'm not asking you to," she replied softly. "But if you're willing to try, I'll be here. I won't walk out again. Next time I feel lost, I'll tell you. I'll reach for you, not run." There was something real in her voice, a kind of honesty I hadn't seen in a long time. Not desperation, but humility. The kind that only comes after facing your own selfishness and not liking what you find. I leaned back, processing everything. A part of me wanted to shut the door forever, to make her feel what I felt. But another part, the bigger part, still saw her as home. Still believed we weren't past saving. "I need time," I said quietly. But I'm not saying no. She nodded, tears still falling, but this time they seemed lighter, as if she'd finally let go of something. She stood slowly. Should I go? She asked, unsure. I looked at her for a long moment. Then, wordlessly, I walked over, took her hand gently, and led her back to the couch. We sat together in silence, not solving everything, not rushing a fix, just choosing to be present. Maybe healing doesn't come in loud declarations or sweeping gestures. Maybe it begins in the quiet, in simply choosing to stay.